So I've already opened this. I thought I'd just show you how small the unit is in itself, which is tiny, but it's really well made. I like the connections, all of that. Doesn't feel too plasticky like a lot of these cheaper ones that we all know about. You've got two connectors, which I've already connected, one to the battery, one to the solar. Little user manual, quick start guide. Basically, plug and play, which is really rather good. I enjoy that part. Just connect the whole thing together, choose your battery type, gel, AGM or lithium, and off you go. A couple of the error codes, as I said, E00 means no errors to report, which is rather good. Means everything's working rather well. This is the part that I didn't know about, which is rather good, and it doesn't get broadcast really. I didn't know it had Bluetooth, but that's also a game changer. Now we can set our parameters, we can track everything rather well, and it's rather good. It's really well set out, easy to use, plug and play once again, which is rather good. So now I'm going to show you how the rest of my experience was basically on the Bluetooth, on the app, just to show you the charging, the maximum temperatures, and how good it is just to track your battery. So here's our installation. As you can see, we've got our solar panels coming in over here, with the battery coming in over there. This was our old MPPT. This thing is from, I don't know, I'm going to say China. It was very cheap, didn't really work very well. Now we've got the Bateria Power one, which is here. Cables, you have to plumb in your cables. This is from upstairs. This goes back around into the battery down there. It's got a nice little display on it. The whole thing's very small, but it's very well made. It's quite solid. I like the way it's been integrated, all of that stuff. There's some information on the back. If you turn your screen upside down, you can read it. We've got a basic little set and enter one here. The panels are at 14.3 volts, I mean the battery, so it's actually stopped pulling in power from the cells. Here we can see the controller temperature, 34 degrees or Fahrenheit for you guys. E00 means there are no errors. Sometimes there would be an error of this little thing overheating, which I'll show you as well, with the too much power coming in. So basically it's a rather well set up little thing. You've got your little cables here. Obviously it's only 10 amps, which is not much. Basically I've got two eco-worthy solar panels upstairs, which are 100 watts each, but they're only giving about 80 watts maximum, both together, which is well within the comfort zone of this little charger. So there's the Bateria Power. I'll show you the really interesting part, which is really cool, and that is that it has a Bluetooth connection to your phone. If you just pull down the, I think it's called Charge Pro 2.0, 14.3 volts, kind of lines up with what's on the little screen over there as well. Gives you all the information. Basically the battery is full at this point. It shows us the battery temperature, current coming in, the voltage of the battery, and then we have the power coming in, which is in watts. It runs up to about 80-90 watts, as I said, with these two panels. Controller temperature is there, and basically we can track our daily incoming, also historical data for the last week or so. There you can see a couple days ago was a rather good day, 600 watts, which was nice. This is the parameter setting page, which is rather good. You can set the type of battery you need. All of these parameters you can change, which is quite cool. And then it's locked again, so that's pretty handy as well. It's easier, it's a lot more intuitive on the app than actually fiddling around, especially with the old ones like that, which never really worked, did it? So there you go, quite an interesting little app showing exactly what's going on. Obviously our panels are now 20 volts, which means there is no load coming through. Obviously when you start pulling current, it will pull the voltage down from the panels normally to about 3 volts above what the battery is showing, something to that effect as far as I could tell so far. I'm not an expert on lithium yet, but it's nice to have all this info and work it out as you go along. As you can see here, we pulled it, really killed the battery completely. Obviously the alarm goes off from the inverter at about 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, which is quite yeah, not exactly what you want. But it's nice to have that we can draw the battery completely empty on a lithium and then bring it up again. So here you have the input. You see the voltage of the cells it's quite low at 16, 17, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. It's an MPPT controller. Gives you the data for the day as well. Shows you the amount it's been charging for, how much is incoming, what the highest and lowest voltage has been, and also the temperatures, which is quite interesting as well, which shows you basically the battery temperature hasn't moved since I plugged it in about 2 weeks ago, which is I don't know if it's a false reading, but if it is, it's very good. And here's the Renewable solar panel. Basically the battery's full now, as you can see, 14.4 volts and 0 amps coming in, so it's cut off the incoming voltage because the battery's full. And that means that the Bateria Power one is also pretty accurate in its readings, which is also quite nice to know. Not that Renewable is better than it, but it's nice to have a cross-reference just to see where you're at, so you can understand your voltages coming in and out, because that's pretty important as well. Here you can see the battery controller temperature as well. I had it up to about 60 degrees. It's got a cut-off safety of about 80 degrees. So when it reaches 80, I think it just disconnects everything and cools down again, because there have been cases where the solar controllers do start melting or burst into flames or whatever, and this seems to have a built-in controller for that, which is pretty cool. I did manage to find the limit of this controller, which is in this case 65 degrees, and it's been really hot around here, around southern France. 35 degrees today, and we're still climbing. Basically, when this controller hits 65 degrees, it stopped pulling in any more voltage from the solar panel, and it's basically, I would think it's user error. As I said, I was connecting the third panel, which means 3 times 100 watts panels, which is way above what this thing can handle, but the incoming voltage was only 100, 102, 103, so obviously the panels weren't operating to 100%. I thought it would be fine, but this controller really didn't like that for some reason. I disconnected the third panel back down to 2, and I just let the thing cool off by itself. As soon as it got down to about 60 degrees, the controller temperature, it started back as normal. So I would think 2 panels is basically the limit for this. It's only a 10 amp controller after all, but we have to push the boundaries and test it so you can see how this all works. So very interesting in that respect. What I did enjoy was checking out early morning at about 6:30, 7, and the sun's not even over the horizon yet. You can start seeing your battery voltage as it starts to come in the morning when the solar panels are slowly warming up, let's say. That's also fascinating with this little app as well. What I didn't understand is, obviously with lithium it's different to your normal battery. You don't have a percentage as such. Everything goes with voltage, and it's 14.4 volts, and then it just drops instantly to about 13.8, 13.7, and stays there for basically the life cycle of the day, or until the battery is nearly empty, and then it drops off and dies instantly. So it's a very different way of approaching it. And also the voltage is quite high at 14.4, which is I think different to most lead acid batteries anyway. But it's a very interesting little app. It's also got this, as it gets to the fullness of the battery, as it gets to 14.4 volts, it basically cuts off and it starts kind of flow charging the battery, which is quite cool. Obviously most solar controllers will be doing that. It's nice to know that this will. It's nice to know the accuracy of the model itself. Nice to see the incoming voltage, also the amps, and the amount of power you've created for the day through your panels. So there you go, guys. I think it's a pretty good little unit. It's well made, as I said before. This is only a 10 amp, so obviously the limiting factor is the thickness of the cables. Basically the plug and play, the little Bluetooth app is really cool to monitor all this stuff, and you can just find it on your phone instantly, which is really rather nice. And you get a little bit of a history of the amount of power you've been making for the day. So there you go, guys. Hope this is helpful for me, at least my 2 cents worth. What I have experienced so far these last couple of days, weeks, is that it's a pretty good thing. I hope this has been helpful for you guys to consider something similar. There's a link below for you guys to check out. Thanks for watching this one, and yeah, keep generating energy out there. Thanks for watching. Ciao.